It is time for happy hour. Ladies and gentlemen, welcome to the Man Cave Happy Hour. We are here at the Stray Cat Lounge.
Rock on.
Broadcasting live on Podcast Detroit.
Yay! Woo-hoo. Podcast Detroit. Matt Fox, how are you?
His mic is not on.
Yeah, and then...
What was his name again?
That guy.
That guy.
That guy.
All right, got it. Just making sure. And we also have one Mr.
Dave.
Dave?
I'll
Just
go
Dave
with
tonight?
I'm Dave from all the things.
All right, from Podcast Detroit.
Yes.
IT and the D.
Yes.
And.
And worst meatball sandwich ever, and yes.
Thanks for joining us tonight, man.
With the owner of the Stray Cat Lounge, Scott.
Yes. We have Mr. Scott Baumgart here with us. Thank you, Scott, for joining us this evening.
Thanks for coming in.
Absolutely. Absolutely.
I know Jenny.
I think Dave and Scott go back a little ways, don't you?
Actually, just met.
Yeah. No.
Yeah, I just know his wife.
All right, good night, everybody.
I'm sure you don't want those payments.
We also have a very special guest with us as well, joining us. This is Ryan Gallimore. He is from United Distributors, and he's actually going to help us and talk to us a little bit about cigars this evening.
Because he knows a lot about cigars, and that is the whole point of the Man Cave Happy Hour. We
Absolutely.
love cigars, we just don't know that much about them. And so we get some help from some professionals who know what they're doing. And we like to talk about cocktails, cigars, and then have a little bit of fun along the way here for the Man Cave Happy Hour tonight.
So we're drinking and we're smoking, right?
That is it. That is the
Excellent.
plan for
I
tonight.
love to hear that.
And smoking.
Wonderful.
We can have some fun. We got some people here hanging out with us.
Welcome, everybody. Thanks for joining us this evening. Make some noise if you could. Rock on. Thanks for being here. Something different that you don't get to see every other day. Little podcast, little Man Cave Happy Hour. Welcome. So, Jamie?
Yeah, we'd like to play some games, too. Just entertain people a little bit.
My definition of a bombastic jest.
And we have a little game that we guess the definition.
Guess the definition.
That is it. So we subject somebody to it.
So you'll join us on this.
Okay.
We're going to subject somebody to this. And we each give them a definition. And somebody has to guess. So who wants to be our first victim today? Who wants to play along? If you get this right, we'll buy you a drink. Who wants to, anybody want to get in on this and be our first victim? And we'll buy you a drink if you get this right.
Jamie, I don't like the fact that you've given me a question, but you don't tell me which answer is right.
It's the one, the dot. The dot is the
gotcha,
correct
okay,
answer.
Yeah.
How many drinks have you had?
I like to feel smarter than everybody else.
We
That's
have Bob here. Bob is going to be our first victim.
Hey, Bob.
tonight. And so, Bob, tell us your name. Bob. Okay, thank you, Bob. I'm so glad Bob is here. And Bob, we're going to give you a word. Dave's going to give you a definition. Matt's going to give you a definition. I'll give you a definition.
Ooh.
I touched nothing.
I touched nothing.
I'm still recording just fine, for the record. It's not me.
That's a battery, butthole.
I'm plugged in. I'm recording just
Wow.
fine. I'm still smoking. Yay! Live events!
Yay!
Dude, I'm still. We're coming just fine. It's from there to the speakers.
That is like crazy.
All right.
I've just stopped.
David.
I have
Yes.
no idea. If it's recording in there, you can hear it.
Yeah.
Hey,
All right, so we'll just keep it going.
live events. You.
Bob, the word is filter. It's P-H-I-L-T-E-R. The word is filter. Filter.
Filter.
But it's
Filter.
spelled with a
Filter.
P-H. I-L-T-E-R.
So it is. It could be someone who gossips behind someone's back.
Or
It's actually, what it is the filter inside of a pipe. They have a special name because it's a special
filter. Or it could be Bob, just for you, a love potion. A love potion.
Someone who gossips behind someone's back.
I'm going to go love potion.
You went love
Number
potion.
9.
Love potion.
Number 9.
Number 9.
We're going to go number 9.
Love potion is correct. So well done, Bob. You get a drink.
You'll get my tab.
Yeah, we'll talk about that. Live events are fun. So we are at the Stray Cat Lounge. We are down here in Clinton Township, correct? Yes. At the Stray Cat Lounge. Stray Cat Lounge, how long has Stray Cat Lounge been here now?
We're going on 4 years.
4 years now. That's a lot. That's great. So what made you want to start here in Clinton Township, Stray Cat?
Actually, we had another location previous to this in Grosse Pointe Woods called Robusto's Martini Lounge.
Nice.
It was also a cigar bar, and we were there for 12 years.
Wow.
And when our lease ran out, and we're looking for another location, we moved up this way where a lot of our clients came from.
Okay.
And we still have probably about 20% of our original clientele come to this location.
Wow, so they make the journey over from Grosse Pointe over here
Correct.
to Clinton Township.
Yes.
That's really awesome. That's a great following. Really is a great following. So thank you for having us. This is something new that that we're trying to do here for you guys.
All right.
Trying to help you guys kind of boost you up. You have a live entertainment here tonight.
Actually, we have live entertainment several nights a week. On Mondays, we have blues, and on Wednesdays, we have jazz, and Thursdays, it's disco night, and Friday and Saturday nights, we have
Disco
live,
night.
high-energy music.
You have disco night.
Yes, on Thursdays.
Is it real disco or is it 80s
Absolutely.
disco?
It's both real and 80s.
Nice. So awesome. Thank you for having us.
So we're cigar friendly, have a bunch of different boozes. We also have food.
Okay.
We have gourmet appetizers or small plates kind of food here also.
Oh, wow. I haven't had the food yet. I'm excited to try it.
Right.
I haven't eaten yet, but we're going to drink first. Is it very good? Ryan would know. Ryan, you're what, 6'9", what? 380? You're a big guy. You walked in tonight, I went, that's a big guy, you know? So but Ryan's our local expert, and he's a distributor here. Scott, you work with Ryan, right? And everything
we
that you
work
see
together,
behind
yes.
us here, that's what you guys work on together. Is that correct? Awesome. So, Ryan, introduce yourself. Tell us a little bit about yourself and how you kind of go about being a cigar expert.
I spent 10 years now in the cigar industry.
Okay.
From retail to manufacturing to distributing. And currently I'm a distributor for Michigan.
Oh, all Michigan.
Yeah.
Now, United, that's in Michigan. Is it also down it's in Florida as well?
I also still manufacture swinger cigars.
Okay.
I created it about 4 years ago.
Nice.
And that's distributed out of a warehouse in Florida with Gallimore cigars.
Wow, okay.
And then I also do all the other premium brands for Michigan.
Wow, excellent. So we're going to actually have a cigar tonight. We're actually going to talk through it. We're going to talk about the cut of the cigar, how to do that, right? We're also going to grab a drink, and we're going to have a cocktail along with that cigar as well. So we're going to kind of talk through that. But for the cut of the cigar itself, we kind of want to get into that. You know, what was your preference of a cut? You know, is it more what you want to do, or is it more what the clientele wants to do? Kind of give me some indication as to what the clients look for.
There's actually
Scott.
3 cuts of a cigar that we use here. We use both we use a straight cut,
A straight cut,
a V cut,
right?
and a punch.
All right.
And a punch is basically a hole in the end of the cigar. A straight cut's what it sounds like. It's a straight cut off the end, and a V actually makes a V shape in the back of the cigar.
And the V, if you do it right, it doesn't block the nicotine from the cigar at all. If you do it correctly,
It doesn't block the enjoyment of smoking the cigar.
Gotcha. Actually, to have some fun with the staff at a cigar bar, I would actually ask them to punch a torpedo, just to make them laugh. You know, because it's the hardest thing to do is to punch a torpedo. So, but we're gonna talk through this, and you guys picked a cigar for us tonight. Is that correct?
Correct.
All right. So what are we looking at tonight, cigar wise, to smoke on?
Yeah, I don't know. Yeah, what did we pull out?
What we have here with Stray Cat Lounge is a La Gloria Cubana, a Series R Esteli
Nick, okay. We were talking about that. It's not a Maduro.
It's not a Maduro. They do have a Maduro version.
Okay.
But the La Gloria Cubana, just a little history of it, is Ernesto Carrillo. He's Cuban American. He manufactured La Gloria Cubana in Miami.
Okay.
Valley Ocho. He then sold the company a few years ago to...
It was for how much? Was it one? It was up there. Was it up there? Yeah, it was up there.
That was the General cigar portfolio. But he sold
Yeah.
to General.
Yeah.
And the La Gloria family, when it was received by General, they kept Ernesto on as the blender.
Okay.
And this is the last project that Ernesto did before he left General to create his own family line of cigars.
Wow.
Which is called the EP.
Wow. Okay. I'm actually looking forward to smoking that this
So
evening.
it's his last,
Yeah.
his last production with General and Gloria Cubana.
Oh wow. All
All
right.
right, and the plan was to pair that up with Elijah Craig.
Yes, we're going to use Elijah Craig bourbon, and we're using the regular Elijah Craig, which is a 94 proof. We
Okay.
chose that one over the small batch for a couple of reasons. One, it's affordable. It's about $40 a bottle for the typical consumer, and it's also available. When you get into some of the other bourbons, like even the small batch, you cannot go to every store or bar and find it on the shelf. So we decided to choose something that was available to the regular person, that they can go into a store, they can go into a bar and get, and it's also an affordable range, but it's also a quality product.
So you didn't
Wow.
want to do the Pappy.
And no Pappy today.
No Pappy tonight.
We do have Pappy Van Winkle here, but I'm sorry that we can't sample that today.
Well, can everybody go and buy the Pappy? Is
No,
that-
you can't get Pappy at
Tell us
very
a
few
little bit, that's
locations.
something that's special. Not many bars carry that. So you have that here. What exactly is it? And then how much is it?
Well, Pappy Van Winkle is one of those things that has a big stigma or mystique built around it. We happen to carry currently the 23-year. Street value on a bottle of that currently in the Metro Detroit area is $3,000 to $4,000 a bottle if you can get your hands on it. We're selling it for $145 a shot,
Wow.
and we have several customers that come in here and enjoy that type of bourbon. I look at it as a halo brand. It's on our shelf. Not everybody can afford it, but when people come here and see it, they say we're serious about our bourbons, whiskeys, and scotches. So we have over 100 brown liquors on the shelf at all times, which consist of different types of scotches, the bourbons, and many of the single malt or single style whiskeys.
So Scott, I'll take one of each. Is that okay? Is that be all right?
Line 'em up.
Just line them up.
All right, so we'll unwrap those cigars and we'll ask.
Another thing
Rachel.
we're going to do too is when we drink this particular bourbon,
Yeah.
we're going to drink it on an ice ball. And the reason we're putting it on an ice ball is to get a little bit of a chill,
Right.
but an ice ball melts much slower than ice cubes, so it doesn't taint the flavor, but it does chill the flavor of the bourbon.
All right. So
Well, let's unwrap the cigars.
Yep.
And
And
prepare those, and we'll.
Thank you, sir.
We'll harass Rachel and ask her to read them.
yeah, have Rhonda come over. Awesome. So while we're doing, go ahead.
Doing this.
I gotta put out this cigar.
He's double fisting it over here, man. He's got two. He's got two hands.
Way to unshield these, to unwrap these two.
With the cellophane?
Yeah.
Okay, so the proper way is to bite the cellophane.
Oh, fair play. Are you messing with me?
Yeah, just anyway, get the cellophane off if it is a cigar in cellophane. You want to get that off first.
Now there's a wrapper at the top of it. Do I grab the wrapper at the top?
Pull the whole cigar out.
All right, got it.
Also, make sure if your cigar has a foot band or cedar or leaf by Oscar, take the leaf off. You don't want to smoke that.
No, okay.
You look like you were going to. I think.
I want to. Yeah, isn't that the flavor? Is that the bit?
Flavor and the ink is really what adds the flavor there.
And when you do remove it, you have to remove it carefully so you don't tear the wrapper of the cigar.
Ah, okay.
So if it slides off, you can slide it off. If not,
I'll tear it off.
hold it off
yeah.
easily.
So I don't want to touch the wrapper because I oil in my fingers and such. But
Absolutely, it's going to ruin the cigar.
right.
That one off. That's the foot there, you said?
That is the foot.
There, I did it. Yay, go me. All right.
And then the head of the cigar is what you're going to be cutting.
So are we cutting these? Or
Punching or V cutting, so we'll do a preference option. The punch, if you want to use it, it stops the amount of tobacco that goes to your mouth. It just cuts enough hole for airflow
Okay.
for you to get the smoke out.
Got it.
The V cut also does the same thing, but it gives you a little bit more opening, more breathing room. And then your straight cut is going to take the cap completely off,
Right.
which gives you a nice even.
Typically, I'm a straight cut guy or a punch, but I've never done the V cut before. So I'm actually going to try the V cut tonight, if that's all right with you. So I don't know how to do that, though.
We're going to go do that. Something you should do, though, before you cut your cigar.
Yeah.
It's more of an advanced thing, but your nose is most of your palate. So turn the cigar upside down, look at the foot, and take a nice draw through the nose, smelling the foot. You can put it right up to your nose. And you're going to smell.
That smells full. That does smell full.
That was properly fermented. You might not smell some ammonia or anything like that. So you want to smell nice and clean. Okay.
I smell spices. Why do I smell spices? Is there going to be some spice in here?
It's not wonderful. We got a nice mild cigar. So we got the most fullest body cigar in the universe, which is good because this cigar from Esteli is very full body.
All right. Thank you, Scott.
So for the V cut, we have here is a Calibria V cut.
Here, you want to do that for me?
Sure.
I'll destroy it. What's that? Oh, yeah.
No.
Oh, get that one.
No, not that.
You see, that's why we do this. You know, he just yelled at me for almost sucking on the cigar.
So cigar etiquette.
Yeah. He said, "Get it wet." You know what else are you gonna do, man?
Which is totally.
You don't know where that's been.
Which is totally acceptable for this purpose, but it's not your color.
All right.
So cigar etiquette 101. You don't want to get a cigar wet and then borrow someone's cutter because that's just
gross. Okay, understood. The hygiene. It's all about hygiene.
Try to get over the ash too, I guess. So you're just going to place it inside of the press. And give it a go.
Okay, that makes sense. See, I've never done a V cut before. That's interesting. Thank you very much for that, Ryan.
Before you light your cigar,
yes,
you're going to also want to draw it again through the mouth.
Yep. So I can actually use it. Okay. Wow, that's full.
And you can taste some of the nuances that are being built there.
That's full. I like that. All right, go ahead and give yourself a cut there. Do a V cut too, then. Jamie, what kind of cut you looking at doing tonight?
I was going to get this punch because it's a decent diameter here.
You gonna do a punch?
And, yeah, we'll do the punch on this. So what do I do when I'm going to punch the cigar?
Now for the punch, to be honest with you, it's still not a good thing to do for the community, but it is a little bit better if you do wet that cap. Just a little bit.
Just a little bit.
And go ahead and center it in the cigar, and then kind of twist a little bit lightly as you're putting some force to it.
All right. I'm going to borrow your torch here. Come on, Jamie.
Put some moisture to the wrapper. So
punch that.
Come on.
You want to make sure
you're supposed to go all the way down?
Yeah, you want to get people.
Yes,
get all the way in there, man. All the way in there.
Go down all the way.
All the way in?
There you go. You pull it out.
So, Dave, what kind of a cut?
I went straight cut.
You want straight cut? Scott, what are you going to be doing here?
I'm actually going to use a V cut, but one of the things I also wanted to mention.
Yeah, please.
On the end of the cigar, this is considered the cap. The
Right.
cap is glued on, and the purpose of the cap is to hold the leaf wrapper together from unraveling. So when you're using a straight cut, you never want to go so far up on the cigar.
Right, you really want to really
correct. You just want to be at the very end if you're using a straight cut.
See, you're proud of myself. If you're a beginner, this you're going to do a straight cut or no?
No, I'm going to use a V.
If you're a beginner and you're not familiar with how to use a cutter, it's a really good trick. Take a cutter, normal blade cutter.
Yep.
You set it on a table. When you cut your cigar,
You just let the
set it
cigar.
down, and that gives you a perfect cut.
Huh.
When you cut it like this, that takes just enough off the top.
Nice.
Yeah.
So you put the cutter on the table, then place the bottom of the cigar, or not the foot, the cap, right?
How much you cut off so you don't cut
Too much. Okay, got it.
You can always cut more.
Right.
You can never cut less.
Right. Well, why cut more? Then you're taking the cigar away from yourself at that point, right? Excellent. So we light with torch or matches. Is there a certain way to light a cigar that might help the flavor of it? A preferable way to do it?
There is different preferences. You just use a Zippo.
I did.
That was one option. A lot of people with cigars don't use Zippos because of the gas.
That's the gas.
It has a special taste to it.
Dave, are you addicted to the gas, Dave? Is that what it is?
I kind of am.
All right.
I like the gas.
Yeah, I like the gas. All right.
Most people use a butane lighter. That's common today is because butane is distilled. It's more proper.
My whole thing is I already carry 3 Zippos on me. If I carry a butane lighter too, my pockets are that much heavier.
Right.
Fun trick. You guys can all use a butane lighter that will pass around. But I will do a fun little trick for you guys, which is using cedar.
Cedar. You're going to use a cedar wrap?
Yeah.
Oh, funny story while you're doing that. Funny story about a buddy of mine. He actually, when we started golfing a long time ago, and we started smoking cigars at the same time when we started golfing, we're novice golfers. We suck at golf is what it comes down to. We're not very good at smoking cigars, and he actually got a cedar wrap cigar. And we're on the second hole, and he's putting, and he's got the cigar hanging out of his mouth, and he's leaning down, and he inhales. He takes a hit of the cigar, and the cedar ignites right into his face. It's we started laughing our asses off. Like, dude, take the cedar off. It's not about the cedar. It's about the cigar. So no, it's part of the cigar. No, it's not. He just ignited his entire face in fire. It was the funniest thing we'd ever seen.
Yeah, you're a Michael Jackson Pepsi commercial.
Exactly is what it was. Yeah. So you're gonna actually light the cigar with a cedar paper, right?
So some boxes have a cedar insert. You see, you take a piece of it. A lot of cigar shops have it laying around. And what you would do, get you a pure taste of cigar.
Yeah.
Hey, that's right.
So he let the cedar wrap. You actually just lit the cedar on fire. Let it burn for a second to get a nice burn going, right?
See, I'm neither that classy nor that informed.
I'm gonna grab my Bic butane lighter. Right? Is that a gas light? Is that a gas stove? You got?
Click, click, click. I'm good. Yeah. Swoosh.
See, I'd be on fire at this point. I would have hurt myself or someone nearby. Sure.
And we're going for it.
Nice. All right. Hopefully, yes. Yeah, it's out. Good. Well done, man. Thanks for that. Appreciate that. Excellent.
All right. I think I might play it safe and go with a little.
Yeah, I'll go with the torch lighter. It's probably the easiest.
Yeah.
But that is something you see in a lot of cigar shops across the country. When you're purchasing your cigars, they have cedar sitting there, and they'll give you cedar pellets.
So the ones that come wrapped in the cedar already, that's kind of...
You could use that for that.
Light. Is it, what's the purpose of that? Just for flavor or just for the packaging?
Aging it in the cedar.
Huh.
It's making it a more pure light because when you're using the Zippo, you can actually taste the flavor through. Same thing with people that are using safety matches. When you light a safety match, the flavor comes through the cigar and actually taints the flavor. So when you're using matches, you want the non-safety version of matches.
Let me see that real quick. Oh, that's yours, right?
Just a different option.
All right, again.
The best way to smoke a cigar is the way that makes you feel comfortable, relaxed. That's the best way.
Got
If
it.
you like it, that's the right way.
Wow. Well, cigar is meant for special occasions, right? You know, if you're on the road, you're driving somewhere, someone ticks you off, you know, you can't have a cigar in your hand and throw it at them. That's wasting a good cigar, right? But, you know, cigar is more for a special occasion, you know, birth of a child or anniversary or Thanksgiving or something to that effect, right? That's what a cigar is for, right? It's for a special occasion.
Cigars really are a lot, for a lot of people, are a luxury item nowadays.
Yeah.
And I've seen an increase in cigar smoking most recently. There seemed to be a dip a couple of years ago. And it seems like it's really coming back for all ages, not just older people, but I'm finding younger people are coming in here and asking for cigars and smoking cigars and getting started in it versus cigarettes or other types of things.
Right.
And I find, like you mentioned, it could be for a special occasion.
Sure.
It could be celebrating, but people also use it to relax.
Sure.
There's a lot of people talking about using cigars, and they also use them to talk with their hands to
Right. Get your point
in that
across.
vein, so I feel like I admit this, I'm opening myself up for judgment, and I'm good with that. So, like those of us that, like, so I've got a Macallan 18 sitting here in my glass.
12.
I do that.
It's
Do you
12.
hate me or am I okay?
It's whatever you like to do.
No, it's
You
12.
enjoy it?
Because it's flavor?
You like it?
Yeah.
Order it.
Enjoy it.
Okay.
That's fair enough, right?
I was waiting for judgment. I'm okay with that.
Is that allowed?
Sure.
It's a no judgment zone, isn't it? I hope so.
No.
No?
There's plenty of judgment here.
All right, good.
Many people dip the cigars. There's cigars that are sweet cap that have sugar on the tip. There's many variations.
And yes, 12. Thank you.
Can't get away with shit around
That's good. But yeah, so you can do whatever you like. A lot of people do that with Johnny Blue. They dip it in the blue.
It's just a good aftertaste.
Yeah, and that's something you enjoy. Yeah. Personally, for me, I enjoy the taste of the tobacco. But some people use that to offset them. Yeah.
Oh yeah, no. To me, it's not an offset. It's a +1.
+1.
Yeah.
Okay. So what do we have to drink to go along with these cigars? Now that our cigars are lit, right? It took us a while to light the cigars, right?
This is the Elijah Craig
Okay.
12-year bourbon
Gotcha.
on an ice ball. If you smell it, each person kind of gets their own notes out of it, but this kind of has a little bit of spice and vanilla to it.
Yep, I
And being
smell
that
the
it's
vanilla.
94 proof, when you sip it, you should be able to taste the barrel, but it may have a touch
You don't
of
want me to
alcohol.
shoot it? You just want me to sip it?
Again, whatever makes you happy.
All right, fire.
You know, I wouldn't shoot that.
No.
Well, I'd like to watch.
You want to, I'm not shooting this. Are you crazy?
We'll get you another one.
Wow. That's got some spice to it. It definitely does. Like that. It matches really well with the full body flavor of what we're smoking on right now. These things are awesome. Gloria Cubana, right? Yeah. Excellent.
I like that.
So it's a Series R from Esteli, right?
Esteli,
So-
so it's a pure.
It's a what?
It's what they consider a puro, which means all the tobacco is from one country. Most people say puro, and that's not true. This is actually a true Nicaraguan puro. It is manufactured in Esteli, which is about 2 hours north of the capital, Managua.
Gotcha.
The filler, which is your binder, and then your filler leaf, comes from Esteli.
Okay.
Your wrapper comes from a region of Nicaragua called the Lapa. It's a northern region of the country, right on the border of Honduras, but it also gets a lot of direct sunlight, a lot of good soil, rich nutrients, which creates that whole body of smoke that you get to taste.
Huh.
Your wrapper leaf is very important because that's what actually touches your palate.
Right. That's where the flavor's coming from in the cigar. Not so much the tobacco, but the wrapper itself. That my understanding is that's where the flavor is in the wrapper. So that's important as to where it's being grown and where it's being manufactured and what have you, right?
Absolutely. And then the filler helps create the balance. So you're getting your flavor on the palate, but that smoke is going to create the balance.
like that,
When
better
you
than
talk
that.
about your palate, you're going to want different
Yeah.
levels of balance. You want the
Try
front
for
of your
it.
palate, the back of your palate, the sides
Either.
of
Go
the
ahead.
palate.
Sure.
Dude, I'm just
And
dipping, so
hopefully
yeah.
the flavors of a cigar can
No. Dip and hold.
To have something
Give it a
to
sec.
enjoy.
Excellent. And so, Scott, you picked this drink specifically to pair with this cigar.
Well, I picked this drink specifically not necessarily for this cigar. It was in the genre of this type of a flavor
Okay,
cigar.
okay.
Again, I wanted to pick
It doesn't
something
change
that
the entire
was
profile.
approachable
Is that a
for
balancing
the
between
typical
this
person to be
profile
able to
and that
find at
profile?
a bar or at a
kinda like this
store
better.
and also to enjoy it at home. Something
Which,
that was
for
that
me,
the
is
regular
surprising.
person can also get and enjoy.
Gotcha.
But
All
it's
right.
also not considered low end. It's kind of a moderate type of a bourbon, something that's also flavorful and consistent.
Excellent. So do you do any type of specials here on the bourbon, the whiskey that you have here every so often? Or
Actually, yes, we do.
Especially since nobody here in the bar can hear you right now. So
Yeah.
by all
I just
means,
got to
ask
ask.
whatever you want.
Our listeners are there, so
we actually have different.
It's 75% off. Everything.
So those in podcast land, hey, guess what?
Yeah, we run different specials every night of the week. So we have certain nights that have a bourbon that's special, and whiskeys, and wines, and martinis. So depending
Nice.
on the night of the week, we have different specials.
Perfect. So do we want to play more games?
Well, it's a little tough.
Yeah, it is kind of tough. We can play amongst ourselves.
Here's my question about the cigar and the tobaccos itself. From the time it's picked to we're holding it here, it ends up in a box on the shelf. What's the time frame on that?
Well, that varies from every cigar, but we're going to look at about 3 years.
See, now, I have a related question. What's the time investment on I light a cigar until I'm ready to put it out?
Okay, again, cigars come in many sizes.
Yep.
So based on the
Size matters.
Size always matters, man.
Size definitely matters. No, know, so for instance, right
Like
now,
so, like I mean, this is a pretty standard cigar.
so this would be a fairly larger cigar, but it's more standard for the American market.
Right.
This is in the let's say 6 by 54.
Not quite a Churchill, but
It's a Toro Grande.
okay.
Let's say. This will typically take about an hour and 45 if you smoke that.
I was saying that's my question. Is like, so what's my time investment when I'm going into this?
Yeah, about an hour and a half to an hour 45. If you like to smoke it fast, it can be done in 30 minutes.
Yeah, steamroll it. Sure, why not?
Okay.
Another interesting note, in my opinion, about cigars.
Sure.
Cigars are very much like wine. Cigars age like wine does. If you keep them in the proper humidification and the proper temperature range, they'll last for a long time, and they actually many times get better with age, just like wine does. Another thing I think is important about cigars is you don't always have to buy the most expensive, just like wine. You don't always have to buy the most expensive.
Oh, God.
There's a lot of
No.
great cigars out there for moderate pricing.
Nope.
And you should always enjoy what you like, whether it's a $5 cigar or a
Moderate
$50
range, go out and
cigar.
explore.
Sure.
Correct.
Absolutely.
So there's a lot of different things. And it's always what you like, just like wine. You can find a lot of different wines that you might really enjoy that other people don't. But it's very similar. I find
or
parallels
pretend
with
they don't.
cigars.
But there's a lot of value smokes out there that are good. I call it value smoke between about $5 and $7, and I think there's a lot of good cigars there. And I think $7 to $10 is really what you focus on is a good range for intermediate smoker.
Casual smoker. Yeah.
This would be in that $7 to $10 range.
So case in point, you said about keeping the cigar, makes it last longer, the wine, it tastes better over time or what have you. Just over the Thanksgiving break, right? I actually purchased a cigar 3 days before Thanksgiving, and I do not own a humidor. What is the best way? Because a lot of folks probably don't own a humidor themselves. What is the best way to actually store a cigar for a couple of days until they're ready to smoke it? What would you suggest in that regard? Yeah. 7 degrees Fahrenheit, right?
Room temperature. 7 degrees humidity would be preferred, but you're not always going to have that.
Right?
So
Not in Michigan, no.
So to keep the humidity, two options. Tupperware works great.
Okay.
Ziploc bags.
Okay.
That's for about 2 to 3 days.
What about, do you keep it in the wrapper and in the Tupperware at the same time? And do you put anything in the Tupperware with it at all?
If you want to keep it for a couple days, not necessary.
Okay. All right.
Past about 3 to 5 days, you're going to want to add some type of humidification to this.
They sell at the cigar shops. They sell different types of things that you could actually put in there.
Okay.
That'll keep the humidity for you. Whether it's a little pack that looks like a little envelope,
Sure.
or a little jar of beads, or like a little foam style type that you can wet device that you can put in there to keep.
So someone just leaves it on their counter in a box or what have you. That's not the best way to do it. Because I know a lot of people that actually do that, but that's just not the best way.
And those little pillars are pretty inexpensive. They're $1, $2. So the investment of $2 to save maybe a couple cigars instead of $30, $40.
Sure.
It's a little insurance policy.
All right.
So
Like
if
it.
the humidor goes dry, so you have a shoebox size humidor at your house, and you got the little foam things in it, and it goes dry on you. And
And the cigars are dry too, right?
Yeah. Is there a way of bringing it? Are you bringing them back, or like?
Can you bring it back to life? Yeah.
It is possible. It is possible to save it. It'll take a little bit longer
Right.
to get up the humidity. But when you do season your humidor, it's recommended to take the cigars out. Get the humidor re-seasoned up to moisture speed, and then reinsert the cigars. You don't want to set the cigars on over humidity or water that's going to then damage the wrapper. You don't want to set it in too moist environment. Also, mold is created too. So you want to use a distilled water.
Yeah. So smoke a moldy cigar.
There's nothing worse than that, right? I've never had that pleasure of doing that either, so I don't want to. Excellent. Excellent. So, which one of you would actually consider yourself a tobacconist, out of curiosity? This guy right here? What, would you consider yourself a connoisseur of cigars or more of a liquor, or what would you consider yourself, Scott?
I'm a connoisseur of cigars.
Okay.
I do enjoy different types of liquors,
Sure.
wines, and alcoholic beverages.
Oh,
craft
who doesn't?
beers and all.
Yeah, right.
But just being in the business,
Yeah.
I'm more in a retail environment because I'm in the retailing the cigars here
Gotcha.
within the cigar lounge, the cigar bar.
So you had you had another establishment prior to being here. It was 12 years over in Grosse Pointe Woods,
Correct.
you said, right? So, what was the name of that one?
It's called Robustos.
Robusto.
And Robustos is actually the size of a cigar. So that's kind of our trademark.
Ah,
is the size
okay.
of a cigar. It was very recognizable to people that were in the cigar business.
I like that.
It was a little bit different kind of place in here. It was a 2-story location,
Mm-hmm.
dark wood, and it was built in 2000. So when we closed that place and came here, everything here was new, fresh, more innovative at this location, but we kept the same type of service,
Sure.
quality, and expanded many things and made everything better than what we had over there.
So, Stray Cat. I have to know, where did Stray Cat, the name,
The
come from?
funny thing is
for
I
you?
actually forgot, but we had a list that probably had 100 different names that my wife and I put together.
Sure.
And we would go through the list and ask different people, and then we cross things off because we saw it somewhere else or people didn't understand it. And somehow Stray Cat struck. In a way, it's kind of like forging your own territory, like a stray cat would, kind of going on your own.
Sure.
And it was kind of a fun play on name.
So it has nothing to do with Brian Setzer and the Stray Cats. Good.
No,
I
this
just
is
want to
Stray
clear
Cat
that.
Lounge, not Stray Cats.
Good. I just want to clear that air. Make sure we're all good.
How many names on the list did you have for your children?
Actually, none, but there are martinis on our menu named after my children.
That's actually pretty cool.
Yeah, actually, the kids kind of fought back and forth, and he said we couldn't name it of one of the children because the other one was going to be mad. So that's why we have martinis on the menu, one named after each one.
Fair enough.
Now, Ryan, you were actually telling me that you've actually driven through. You actually flew into Nicaragua, right? You went today, but there was a road that is the most dangerous road in the world. Is
No,
that
I don't know about the world.
okay? But in that area, then.
It is. It's the Pan American Highway. It goes
All right.
from Panama to Alaska.
Okay.
Known for everybody. But it's the only road to get from Managua to Esteli, which is tobacco country up there.
Gotcha. And you were telling me Esteli is, but there's a fork in the road. One is
One goes over to coffee country.
right. Yeah.
One goes to tobacco country.
That's actually pretty cool. Pretty funny.
It's for something about 2 hours in the drive. The funny part about driving from Managua to Esteli, it's only about a 45-minute drive.
Huh.
But it takes you 2.5 hours because you're going around volcanoes, mountains, cliffs, up and down hills, cows, horses, traffic, buggies, and everything else that can be done. Merchants who like to start a shop in the middle of the road.
Wow.
Yeah.
Cool. Yeah. So you've actually ventured in that area.
Yes.
All right. When was the last time you were there?
November last year.
Okay. Yeah, pretty nice there this time of year. All right. If you want to go on vacation, that's where you want to go. Or the Dominican, right? You go. Okay. Fair enough.
I prefer the Dominican. Santiago is where we do our manufacturing.
Gotcha.
Ryan, is there like a holy grail of a cigar for you that you haven't had yet that you would like to have?
That's a good question. No.
Just stand back and let you answer that one.
So what's been a 5-star for you that you're like, it's just like a super special thing when you want to go back to?
The other day I had a good cigar. It was so crazy. I was given a cigar called the Partagas Ramon. And I never had it before. There's a lot of cigars I smoked, many cigars over the years. And it was given to me. It's a $7-8 cigar. And I enjoyed it so much that I had to call the manufacturer and say, I need some more of these because it's just that good. It's a $7 cigar. As far as a holy grail, you have your Liga Privados, your Opus X's. That's kind of what people search for these days. Some of the Davidoff blends. And,
Which we happen to carry all those
they
here.
happen to carry all of them here at Shake Cat Lounge. I think the Opus is the most sought after. Opus and Liga.
Absolutely. People are always looking for the Opus and the Liga, absolutely.
And I enjoy their Liga. Liga's, and the interesting part of Opus and Liga's made in Nicaragua, and Opus is made in the Dominican Republic. So it's both of the holy grails for each country.
Okay.
Which is interesting.
There's a selection here at the Stray Cat. It's a little bit on the high end. You do it up nice.
Well, we thought about our menu going with the type of clientele that we have here. And the type of clientele is not the Swisher Sweet kind of clientele. Right. So we went for the things for both the beginner and the intermediate to cigar lover. So we tried to put a little bit of everything in there.
Sure.
There are some other cigars. I'm not going to say there's not better cigars out there, ones that they call boutique, that are the specialty cigars. But for our type of clientele, they're looking for some more name recognition, more typical, broad type names that they can see or understand the cigars versus coming in here for the boutique type of cigars.
Okay.
Well, I think also, and just to mention on the humidor here, they have a balance of that. There is all the big names. There's a few boutiques that are in there. And there's a few names that are in there that were boutiques that have become now mainstream.
Okay.
Nick Perdomo in the 90s was super boutique, but Perdomo is now a mainstream brand. Same with Liga Privada. That was considered a boutique 5 years ago.
Okay.
Now you're in the mainstream with it. So I think he's adjusted to the boutique atmosphere with the name brands, and then also has a nice selection like Tatuaje and stuff like that that people look for.
Because our clientele that comes in here, about a third have never smoked a cigar before, so they're looking for something for their first time, which many times is a very mild or a flavored type cigar. And then you have people that come in here that are more what I am, an intermediate type of cigar smoker, and they
Sure.
can look in there and find what they're really looking for. And then we have some people that come in here that are really over-the-top experts, and they usually bring their own type of cigar in here because they're looking for something very specific that we may not sell because it's not something known to everybody.
Okay.
And the
Okay.
price range we have here, too, ranges from the $5 range all the way up to the $35 range.
Wow.
The typical cigars being, give or take, the $10.
Right.
And
Go ahead, Ryan.
Do you mind if I touch on
No,
that?
please.
You brought up boutiques.
Yeah.
And I think it's such an interesting topic when it comes to cigars, is the word boutique. What does boutique mean? Some people have said you don't make over 1 million cigars. I manufacture under 50,000 cigars. So what is really the definition of boutique? And I think it's a real bad term. It's one of the worst terms in the industry because, to me, if you're a small company, you're trying to become a big company. That's the goal, right? So calling you a boutique means you're sectioned into an area that you don't really want to be in forever. How do you transition? Also, though, with Liga Privada, it's limited. They don't roll more than 200 cigars a day at one table. So some cigars is 400 rolled a day at a table. So with
That's just
that in
mass
mind-
production at that point, right?
Well, it depends. So this company, Liga Privada, is owned by Drew Estate.
Okay.
Drew Estate makes acid cigars, underground cigars, mini cigars out of Nicaragua. But being that Liga Privada is so limited, it would be considered a boutique production, right? It's a limited production. You can't get it everywhere. So even though the company is now owned by Swisher and is very large, a part of their portfolio is still considered boutique based on the definition, right? So
Right.
there's a little interesting part about the word boutique. Opus X only comes out once or twice a year, so you can only get it in select atmospheres across the country.
Right.
And people search for that.
And you were smoking an Opus before you started
I was
smoking.
smoking Opus.
Yeah, 2 in his hand at one point in time. He didn't know which way to go. It was actually pretty funny.
But that's the good thing about Stray Cat here. They have the selection of the rare stuff and that everyday stuff.
Cigar smoker, yes.
Love that. It's a good experience.
They have some of the ladies too.
Oh, yes, absolutely.
The flavored cigars, the Tatiana and acid.
Right.
Vanilla, rum.
Vanilla, chocolate. you know,
Correct.
right.
And that's
Yeah.
not only just for the ladies. I'm finding a lot of men or beginner cigar smokers
So,
absolutely are trying
good-
some of the flavors now, too.
Good friend of mine a couple weeks ago. He actually had a chocolate. He actually made had himself a chocolate drink and a chocolate cigar at the same time. He was like, "It's dessert, right?" I'm like, "Oh, enjoy your dessert."
I smoked a flavored cigar yesterday called the Upset. I enjoyed it.
The Upside,
Upsetter.
Upsetter.
It was it's a new brand.
Got it.
And it's infused with herbal infusion. It's from the original founder or blender from Drew Estate. So it's a new project that works.
And not all those flavored cigars are things like the vanilla or the chocolate or rum. We actually
Right.
have some cigars here, too, that are infused with Maker's Mark, the
Okay.
bourbon, and then we'll also have some that are cognac
Okay.
infused, too.
So they would actually pair well with the Maker's Mark.
Yes, correct.
Okay.
And they have a very nice aroma when people are smoking them.
Nice. All right. Very cool.
That's your popular cigar.
Oh, absolutely popular.
I'm feeling pretty informed again, man.
I have not been this informed in a long time actually. I feel so much smarter now, to be honest.
So, Scott, we really appreciate you having us out here at the Stray Cat Lounge.
Absolutely.
Podcast Detroit for getting us on and keeping us on. Ryan, thanks for all the wonderful information. We
Yeah.
appreciate you guys. And we're going to turn it back over to the band.
Yeah, band's got to go back on. Yeah.
Move out of the way and let them get back up on stage.
All right,
Yep.
Thanks, guys, for coming out. Appreciate it. We hope to do it again.
Thank you.